Okay, there we go. New weapon purchases beta feedback update. Hey everyone, my name is Taylor Brooks, and I'm combat designer here at Revenant. Today, I'll be discussing the GW2 secretly obscure new weapon proficiencies, which will allow each profession to use a new weapon type. Specifically, I'll be talking about the feedback we got from the beta we did on November, as well as the challenges we'll be making to the weapons the changes we'll be making to the weapons when they launch in a couple of weeks. I'll be going over high-level details on this blog. We'll be sure to give full details in the live stream this Friday, February 16. Overall, we are happy to see people use the new weapons in all areas of our game. Some of them were big hits, but it was also clear that were a few that could use some tweaking or just didn't hit the mark altogether. Okay, so maybe they're gonna actually remake some of them. They did a little bit of a... I guess they did a little bit of a trailer here. Check it out. Let's see it. Let's check it. I guess it's just a recap of all the weapons, right? I mean, it's kind of a cool. I mean, it's kind of like a cool. I think it's a cool little trailer. It's kind of better than the specific ones for each weapon, because they cut down the bad scenes of the of the other trailer, I think. Yeah, I mean, you know, yeah, those are the weapons. I'm really excited for the scepter, actually. Elementalist pistol. Yeah, maybe this one is not the best one. Maybe that's not the best trailer. You just you know, that is better. That looks better. Sharpo. I mean, look, the Sharpo one. I hope that they made a lot of changes to Sharpo. Ranger Mage looks cool. I like how it's like a little drum thing, you know? They're dodging out, getting in. Nice. Reinvent your build. We will. When can we use this stuff? We're gonna use this in like 2 weeks. I'm very excited for Necro swords. I know they were kind of bad in the beta, but I'm very excited for them. Mesmer rifle, I don't really play heal, so it doesn't really matter to me, but it does look cool. I hope that I think some people said that it wasn't as good as I thought it would be. Guardian pistol, honestly, I thought the Guardian pistol stuff was kind of, I don't know, I didn't really like it that much. I feel like the animations were not that fun to use. Alright, let's see what the rest of the thing. So that was the little trailer. What else does it say? Ranger. Maces were a smash over the beta week, and they're being utilized by every Ranger's elite spec in different ways. It was clear the Maces had a strong kit. We also know there were 6... oh wait, I need to unmute that. They're missing interaction with your pet like most Ranger weapons. And so the first change we made was to have Oaken Could Go apply a heal over time effect on your pets. This will help them stay in the action with you. Okay, that seems good. Lastly, much of the feedback we got about Messes was on the force of nature mechanic. It didn't flow quite right, and it was I think so. I think the force of nature, you would get it, and you would instantly lose it, and you would get it. Like, I don't know, it didn't seem very impactful. It was hard to achieve in natural gameplay. We're lowering the stack threshold to trigger it from 6 to 5, increasing the duration of nature strength, and reducing the time you are tapped out. So we're going larger and faster and more frequently. What's not to love? Yeah, I think that's actually very good. I did not like the fact that, because the thing with Force of Nature, whenever you get 5 stacks, you can, well, I guess in this case it was 6. You would like grow and do a bit more damage. But the thing is, like, it would like be so fast, you would just not. It was not very fun, and you wouldn't even grow that much. It was kind of like, who cares, honestly. So I'm kind of happy that they changed some things. I guess, you know, it's gonna... They probably didn't want you to go too big, because you also have the Relic of Norris that also makes you grow. So if you pair both of them together, you could probably like grow an insane amount. And I'm actually kind of excited to see how it actually goes, you know, if you stack both of them together. That sounds interesting. Heal and Tame gonna be decent. Yeah, that sounds very fun, actually, yeah. Thief getting access to Axe spawn up a revitalized version of Condi-based Deadeye builds in PvE, along with seeing use on power-based Thief builds in competitive modes. Unfortunately, Axe projects where a lot of things consisted was not one of them. that have a bad habit of following terrain in weird ways, often completely missing your target. We're updating the logic of all access missiles to work more similar to normal protocols, as well as increasing their velocity. Additionally, the combination of shadow stepping to a target and then pulling the access to yourself made using the Axe Dagger dual skill unnecessarily harder to use. We'll update its functionality to be like the Axe Pistol dual skill, so the axes will go toward your target. We'll be keeping an eye on Axe after these functionality improvements to ensure it serves competitive option with other thieves' weapons. That sounds right. That sounds good. I mean, yeah, I didn't play that much with X. But yeah, I mean, if it was kind of inconsistent and it was kind of like goofy in the way it worked, I hope that this ends up working. It's gonna be hard to tell if it actually does work though, until we actually have put our hands on it and we try it out. Because all these things are about like more gameplay. They're more like yeah, it's about how you play with the weapon, right? So until we actually try it out, it's gonna be hard to tell if it's actually gonna be good or not, I think. Warrior. The staff is a breaking ground as Warrior's support weapon, and while it landed strong, it had its own pain points. Yeah, it was not as strong as, you would have wanted it to make a, a good heal build, I think. The largest piece of feedback we received was about the unwieldiness of Linebreaker. Sometimes ally targeting is not a good match for skill. Yeah, that is also true, yeah, because you want to use that ability to heal your allies, right, and give boosts or whatever. Ally targeting can be a bit bad, in order to get to your allies and, and heal them, right? And because it was a leap, I think Linebreaker was a leap. I'm pretty sure, or a leap like a movement skill, ended up being kind of weird. And this is one of the sometimes ally targeting is not a good match for skill, and this is one of the cases. Linebreaker will no longer be targeted skill and will now be ground targeted. Yeah, of course. This will help warriors use the skill in the fly at a moment of notice. Support warriors also noticed that the adrenaline gain was substantially lower than traditional warriors. Yeah, getting adrenaline was very, very difficult, and because of the burst being so important for your heal, it was. So yeah, we'll be adding additional adrenaline gain to Valiant Leap and Define Roar to help warriors use burst skills when they want to. Good. That sounds honestly very good. Heal Warrior seems like a thing that will kind of blast here. We know Support Warrior is still a budding archetype, and we plan to add more straight support for it in future updates. That makes sense. I think it seems like it's gonna be good enough. Will it be insanely powerful? Probably not, but like it probably seems like it's gonna be good enough. Revenant. Scepter gives support Revenants the sustained focus main hand weapon they have been waiting for. This weapon was well received, but there are some big ways in which its usability could be improved. The concept of charging the skills with your auto attack chain proved to be a mechanic that didn't add much to the weapon's gameplay. It was too easy in PvE and it was too unrealistic in competitive modes. We removed this mechanic and adjusted the skills accordingly. Really? That's kind of insane, actually. Because I'm pretty sure that... Was it really that hard to use? I feel like it was very powerful. People were like saying like it was very, very insanely good. But maybe just... Well, maybe just people didn't like using it, right? Unlike War's Linebreaker, we felt ally targeting could improve Revenant's Blossoming Aura skill. You'll now be able to place it on an ally, sacrificing damage for guaranteed support. Additionally, instead of gaining strength when you land your auto attack chain, it will build up strength over time. You'll now be able to reactivate the skill to detonate it early, with the effect scaling based on how long it's been cooking. Okay, that sounds kind of fun. It does sound like a good interaction. You use it more time, you invest more into that skill, you get more rewarded for it. I do think the whole place it on ally stuff. It's not that placing on ally is like bad. It's just that the UI for Guild Wars doesn't really lend itself too good for that. So it ends up being like, okay, yeah, sure, you can do that, but like, if you want to make people like the place on ally stuff, you kind of want to make your UI a bit better for that in particular, right? Otherwise, you'll always have a little bit of pushback from the player base. Otherworldly Blonde has also had some big adjustments. We felt like display pattern of an upkeep weapon skill did not pan out on the way we liked, so the skill now has a fixed duration and a fixed energy cost. Like Blossoming Aura, its effects will now scale over its duration instead of being charged with an auto attack chain. They changed a lot because the scepter was kind of like it was all about the auto attack chain as well, right? It was an important part of it. So it's kind of it's a big change actually to not have the being charged with the auto attack chain. But Mesmer. Rifle gives builds like support Necromancer the tools to be potent healer in addition to their unique tools. We're happy to see positive feedback around the weapon, but as with everything, there are tweaks we could do to make the weapon feel better to use. Journey is seeing a reduction in its casting time and its time for casting to impact, and it can now properly be re-aimed with the instant casting setting. Additionally, the delay in the explosion of extraction is being removed. I didn't play rifle that much, so I'm actually not sure. Journey is being reduction casting time and its time from casting to impact, and it can now probably be re-aimed. That's actually pretty nice, actually. Yeah, I think I've heard some people complain about the fact that you can like you just put it one time and you can like re-aim it. That's actually kind of a good quality of life change. The delay in the explosion of extraction is being removed. These changes together will help you support to be snappier and more responsive. Yeah, and support is to, you know, you have to be very reactive to it. So it is actually, I think that seems like a good change. We also saw some common feedback that Phantasmal Sharpshooter feels like a weak point in the kit. We'll be enhancing them by having the Phantasm fire faster and strike in an area of impact. Okay. Alright, that sounds good. We'll be also giving the skill to charges in PvE to allow more level use. Oh, wow, that's actually big. Lastly, we realized that the portal functionality in singular shot can be hard to utilize in non-organized plays. We added a flash effect when the portal is open to other players' attention to catch other players' attention, and hopefully alert them to take it. Nice, that's actually very good. I wonder. It really seems like they're kind of buffing on all the weapons, so you end up trying it out on the release. It's a good. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good thing to do there. You know, people were not. I mean, people kind of like the Mesmer thing, but they were like, "Oh, but you can just use the normal weapons that you usually use for heal." You know, so like, you don't want that. You don't want that with your new weapon. You want everyone to be like, "Oh my god, this is OP. We want to use this. Oh my god." So it does seem like, you know, doing these little changes makes it probably not OP, or not too OP, but you know, enough quality of life so you want to try it out and you want to use it instead of the other one, right? Elementalist. Pistol came loaded with an arsenal of skills that give condition-based elementalists build new toys and enhance Weaver combinations even further. The strongest feedback was that a lot of the animations felt too similar. True. It was always the same. Just shoot, you know, just because you have an orb on your side, you know, like you're still shooting, right? We're substituting some of the simple shooting animations with other spellcasting animations to help vary what the weapon feels like. Good. I actually got surprised that they did that. I was not expecting them to actually change the animations of it. That's actually pretty awesome. Because I do have some animation problems with some of the actually the both pistols, the Elementalist and the Guardian. So maybe Guardian also changed that way, right? We also sped up some of casting time and missile velocities to help keep the weapon fleeing fluid. Another note was it became hard to tell which bullets you had active when your screen was busy. Elemental bullets will now display an icon on your active effects bar to help in those moments where you can see your character clearly. Okay, sure, but look, there's so many icons in your bar right already in GW2. Like, do we really need more? That's a bit scary. I don't know. It's gonna be even more clutter on our screen. In the bottom on our boons, on our status effects, it's already in status effects. It's already very hard to see them normally. I guess GW2 clarity is gonna help with this, but otherwise it's gonna be a bit. Yeah, it's gonna be bad. And to finish off elementals, we have the most important changes. Piercing Pebble will now pierce. Yes! That was such a meme. You know, Piercing Pebble doesn't pierce? What the fuck, Arena? Yeah. Thank you for honestly, this is the only change that actually matters here. Everything else, completely irrelevant. Guardian. Dual pistols came out blazing, performing well in all game modes as a new option for condition-based Guardians. Also, one thing though. I hope that they also nerf the damage on Elementalist. But I think they probably not gonna talk about those kind of like, you know, this got buffed in damage, this got nerfed in damage. Probably not. They're probably gonna talk about the big changes instead. Okay, there we go. Dual pistols came out blazing, performing well in all game modes as a new option for condition-based Guardians. Last month, where they updated the Radiant Fire trait to promote a healthier play pattern for the archetype, as well as give off hand pistols more space to be featured in those builds. We'll continue to monitor how it shakes out to make further both of hand pistols and torch have uses. As for weapon adjustments, jurisdiction will charge faster and can be detonated sooner. Good. That sounds good. It should help with the skill feel smoother and help hit enemies in melee range. I wish they would have changed some of the animations, but I guess they didn't. Maybe I'm the only one who actually complained about that, so who cares? I do find it. I just don't see how offhand pistol is gonna be good, considering that torch now became better because of the Radiant Fire change. So like, why would they use pistol? I feel you're just gonna use main hand pistol and nothing else. No. We'll see though. I mean, I guess you could like. I guess you can just have like pistol, pistol, and pistol torch, right? So you can just change in between them. I guess you can do that. Yeah, you can use both. I wonder if you're gonna end up just being in torch all the time though. We'll see. We'll see. I feel like that's my worry. Necromancer sorts up strong theme and interesting concept, but unfortunately, due to some clunky animations, damage, and low numbers, I actually didn't. The low numbers, I agree. I don't know. I think the clunky animations were that big of a deal. I thought it was okay, but okay, sure. They left players hungry for more damage. We'll be increasing the power of coefficient on the weapon across the board in PvE, with similar adjustments in PvP. Yeah, that seems like about good, right? They needed that, and I was gonna be very surprised if they didn't do that. Additionally, we'll be speeding up some casting times and reduce the aftercast on some skills so that the weapons can be better matched to the flow of the game. Like the change of Thief's Axe, the auto attack change projectile will have their logic updated so they can hit targets and terrain move consistently. All right, good. Yes, because I think I definitely think that they're a bit the projectiles were a bit scuffed when you use them on terrain for sure. When there's obstacles or other stuff, right? It was kind of goofy. The animation was slower than my grandma. Look, yeah, but like it is. I don't know. I don't think it was that slow, and it is Necro. It's supposed to be slow, but I mean, look, people complain about it. Well, there we go. The other major change to the weapon is to work to devour, envisage, and consume, and the design of the skill proved hard to pull off. Really? If the projectile goes too slow, it will struggle to hit moving targets. Oh, sure, I guess so. But if it goes too fast, players will struggle to recall when they want to. The Devouring Visage will now throw the orb at your target, exploding on impact to damage and fear enemies. Consume can be used after that to drain the strength to targets hits by the explosion, inflicting damaging and weakness while granting you might. I mean, that sounds like a good game loop. I do wonder. I did have a little bit of an issue with the Necromancer swords and sword because I felt like all the time you were just I don't know, like it felt like the whole like you give health, recover health didn't feel that impactful. It just felt like you were spamming it. And I think like I don't know. I think they should have done something about that in particular. Cuz like it was not really it didn't really feel like actual gameplay. It didn't feel like you were like utilizing your health to do damage. It just felt like you were just pressing buttons and sometimes you get hits randomly. It just I don't know. It didn't feel very good. So I don't think they talked about it at all here, so that kind of worries me a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see. Engineer, shortbow aimed to be a support weapon that could lead your creative flow as you design your future master plans. So this weapon's not a fan favorite. That's a bit of an understatement. Literally everybody hated it. To say the least. Yeah, okay, there we go. To say the least. And we knew that you'd need a large makeover to get it to a spot when you match the caliber for our own new weapons. We looked over all the feedback and common themes arose. Engineer shortbow was commonly criticized for being slow. Between casting times, delays, explosions, and pulses, it was too hard to support your allies in a timely fashion. I mean, that definitely, I guess, was a little bit of a concern, but not the main concern. Additionally, the right eye for shortbow skill had to be small due to performance concerns. Okay. The small area made the skills more difficult to use, especially when you wanted your allies to stand in the area of best effect. Yeah, you did wanted them to be. They were too small. I wonder how much is that really true? Is that why they make some changes in terms of balance? Like, there's a lot of talk about this build gives wounds in such a big radius and this one in such little. Is it because of performance? Is that an actual thing that Arena cares about a lot? That's kind of interesting if it is. I will try and think about it next time we talk about balance in that regard. We also received feedback that the shortbow did not offer the right tools to make it more appealing over the other weapon options for an engineer. All these issues culminated in a poor showing over the beta weekend, leaving us with many ideas on how it could be improved. To start, we agreed that shortbow skills could be sped up on multiple fronts. The casting time and delay on impact were reduced, and now shortbow skills do not have to be detonated. When an arrow lands, it will immediately explode. I mean, okay. I mean, that sounds like it's just boring though. But sure. I mean, it kind of completely memes the whole like, oh, you want to place them here so they have like a, you know, like an effect of a chain effect. It kind of completely destroys that idea. Well, maybe we'll see more about this. We have also lowered the amount of pulsing components on the weapons so that you do not have to stand in the area for prolonged amount of time to get the best value. We're happy with the concept of chain reactions and augmenting your abilities, and we have reworked this mechanic to better fit with the new shortbow. Okay, when you use a shortbow skill now, it will mark an area for a brief duration. The next shortbow skill in this area will consume the mark and be augmented based on the first skill. That's cool, actually. With all these changes, it will allow us to expand the radii of shortbow skills and play with the shapes of the skills. Finally, we added some shiny new toys to shortbow, such as ways to apply protection and ages. And they're talking about their new live stream that we're gonna show everything up, right? So that is okay. So I'm gonna play WoW now. But that's interesting. I'm not sure about the engineer stuff though. Because wouldn't you just end up wanting to literally just spam your abilities all the time? Because like, yeah, there's a chain reaction, but like the chain reaction, just you would just spam all the buttons on the same spot, and you'll get all of the benefits from it. No, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it works. Maybe it won't be as boring as I think it will. Um, maybe it's not gonna be that bad. I don't know. I don't know. Kind of hard to tell. Solbis was essentially Sorbo was essentially unplayable because NG doesn't have a weapon swap. It's still going to be unplayable on Scrapper if Sorbo doesn't give 100% prop uptime. Well, we do know that. I mean, they said that we're gonna give prot uptime, right? So maybe it'll be enough. Well, no, I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully it works. I think overall they did some good changes. I'm kind of happy about it. And yeah, we'll definitely test it when the patch comes out. Or blast this week, the week when that launches, and when that releases, and hopefully everything goes well. Well, we'll check it out. Thank you very much for watching, guys. See you guys around. Bye bye. See you guys. Subscribe to the channel.